I got a match they didn't show you. So I recorded a match that was not on stream. It also wasn't an official tournament match, but it was the decks that the players were using for the actual event itself. So on the left here are two people you might know. This is with my 4K 60 FPS camera here, checking with the camera angles. On the left here is Lan, your European representative, and on the right is Knogg. Is that how you say it? Who's running Leviaon, and they're using their decks, yeah. So this is just like in the free play space Sunday after, or late in the afternoon before dinner. So Lan is running Omnimon, but there's some crazy shit in here. So yeah, I thought like, oh, this would be like a cool thing to try where I like record a match at the actual event. This match goes on for a bit, y'all. So you're in for a special one. Not bricking either player here. Lan is running Omnimon, and you did see him open a cool boy there. Just keep that in mind. All right. Donkey here, purple min boost to start things off. Sees a Goblimon immediately. Yeah, we take that. So 0 cost evolve. And then, yeah, we go into the Dober X here for 2. Lan's turn. Immediately swing Fujitumon. God, or Octomon rather. God dang those Fujitumon tokens. And yeah, you know, Lan still digging for his level 4s. On the left, you're off screen, you can't see him, is Alejandro, guy who won LATAM, and on the right is Onion here. So Donkey pushes up into Galeramon here, but hopefully this will evolve and we can see what it is. Yeah, Serb X here for 3. He with the Protoform, sorry, for 2. Couldn't get rid of the glare, my bad. I even had a polarizing filter on, so I tried, y'all. And then we just hard drop a Gazi. Yeah, I like that. Gazi shuts off all the blinding rays. And then we go into Leviaon here after spinning the Min boost. So pop the level 3, and now we have a Gator on the board. Lan finds the Omnimon, but has to intern because he didn't get much passed over. And then, yeah, Donkey just like pulls out a second Floodgate. You can see why his deck did so well this past weekend. That was actually a pretty good angle. I don't know why I didn't keep it. Donkey still not committing to the swing here. You can see he's just going wide. Off the Gabu X, he grabs a Dober X and something else. Oh, 2 Dober X, rather. And then we trash card in hand, thanks to the Gabu effect. Draw 1, gain a memory. And then in turn, 1 by grabbing the 7th Lightning. Woo! We're playing fast and loose here, folks. Yeah, I hold the camera the whole time. Note how little the camera shakes. Magna drops down, and the Gator is shaking in its boots. So even though Donkey's gone really wide here, he's got to be scared of the potential Paladin. Or any other manner of terrifying cards. Yeah, I held this camera for like 25 minutes, by the way. So Donkey pulls out his stack, goes into level 4 here with the Dober X. Double draw, once for the Evolve, once for the Dobermon X effect. We need to trash something. I tried to get Donkey to like explain to me how like hand shuffling works. So he did like a little like hand shuffling thing. And I'm like, I still don't understand. Go into a second Dober X here. We trash the Leviaon X antibody. Also got the extra card draw. Oh, that was a 1 cost for the Protoform. Yo, 3 Protoforms on board? Jesus. yeah. I'll turn up the volume a little bit here. So Donkey, like, he hits the nail on the head. yeah, so yeah, if he has a Paladin mode ace, then he just dies next turn. So he's got to be careful, right? He doesn't have a way to set up past that. So this is really tough for him, actually. Yeah, Lan's deck is so simple, but so effective. So he hard plays a Dobermon here to just give his Dober X blocker. But yeah, Lan here picks up you saw that draw. He drew the final Zubagon punch there. Question is, what do you do? The issue with my camera is that it's on a gimbal, and the gimbal will turn very slowly if you move it even a little bit. So you'll notice that it sometimes goes to the side, and that's like just the gimbal moving. Yeah, Lan here can't decide what to do. He might just play the cool boy, pass over to 1. He doesn't really need to do much, right? He can essentially block 2 still. Oh, that's a human in the back, Ying Huang from Australia. Yeah, Land really considering this turn. What do you do? Omni X, baby. And he has the X antibody protoform in sources, so he gets the full effect here. This is so disgusting. Everything goes away. Yeah, three. He's got to, like, consider 3 protoforms here, so he recovers 3 technically. God. Yikes. He went from, like, 5 things on board to nothing. Omni X is a menace, bro. Fella is starting from turn 1, essentially. Although Trash is a little set up, so he can do some Trash shenanigans if he wants. Yeah, Omni X in this deck. Oof. Yeah, I didn't realize, and Land points this out, not in the video, but Cool Boy says whenever you evolve into an Royal Knight, and because level 4 is a Royal Knight, you get the extra memory and the draw on level 4 evolve as well, not just the level 6. We're building back up, plus the training here. Land's only got 1 to work with. 6 memory? 7 security, my bad, not memory. Omni X in Magna is sickening. I despise this version of the deck. It is pretty terrifying. I tried to figure out the whole weekend if this ring that Lan has on is like from Naruto. It looks like one of the Akatsuki rings. Oof, just evolve here into the Magna in the back and just pass over turn. Yeah, you can see Lan just not really worried about Digimon swinging or evolving in the back. He's just sitting pretty. He doesn't have the protection anymore, which I think is important. And he doesn't swing here because he doesn't want Donkey to get any of the free protoform cards in addition to the trainings he already has on board. So Donkey just plays the Min Boost and passes over back to 1. All right, so he swings here with the Magnamon. Can we get into a second Magna here? Magna X? What are we watching here? This is just a casual match between 2 of the world's finalists using their decks they used in the actual event. So Land's running Magnamon X Antibody, and Donkey Knogg is running Leviaon. All right, so he just plays out the third Vmon here. And yeah, we swing here, then probably swing again. So he's fine giving away the Min Boost at this point. And then end of turn, yeah, we go into this, and yeah, 16,000 thanks to the Demi Vmon. He actually, yeah, Land actually goes with the DP Vmon, Demi Vmon. Wow, DP Demi Vmon. That's hard to say. What's Omeka doing in Magna X? I'm not seeing the vision. Well, if you're on your last legs and you just have a Omeka on the board, and one of your... Land also runs the BT13 Magna. So when BT13 Magna is removed from the board, you what is it? Oh, God. I forgot how this works. There's something really special about when that guy is removed from the board. He doesn't... What was it? When it's removed from the board, it's technically destroyed. So Cool Boy sees that and can play down the Omekamon. Because this Magnamon doesn't armor purge, it's destroyed. You get to play down the Omekamon if you have the Cool Boy on the field. That gives you like an extra block. And it can also give you the Omni X there. Yeah, you gotta be really careful. Your Donkey's got like a couple cards left in deck. There is no armor purge. BT13 Magnamon, just not the Magnamon X Antibody, the BT13 Magnamon draws and plays a Vmon. It doesn't armor purge. It dies and then it plays a Vmon. Very, very clever deck building. Any reason for not using the Omnimon at the end of the turn? He swung. No clue. You'll have to ask him. I think he's still in Tokyo, by the way. Land anyway. The next card is Protoform. He knows that too. He's already hit 2 Protoforms. He doesn't want to give away a third one, maybe, but I mean, I don't think that's too much of an issue. I really don't know what Donkey's like out here is. He does use the Levi X to get rid of the Omni that doesn't have protection. So, yeah. We trigger here again thanks to second Leviaon comes out, pops, yeah. Playing by effects here. Donkey's got to go out, go in at some point, right? One of the Vongola rings? I don't know what that is. It's not an Akatsuki rings. I don't know what a Vongola is, though. Is that from some other show? Oh, yeah. We're just trying to figure out why he can't attack with this Leviaon X because it was played this turn, so. Yeah, this is crazy. So, like, the Magna X would armor purge, and then you would kill the Magnamon, and it could play Omekamon. So there's, like, 3 levels of safety here from the level 6s. That's wild. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, D-Digivolve. No. Oh, wait, no, he can't. Yeah, this is D-Digivolve. The regular effect is Source Strip. Yeah. So the Leviaon here swung 1 time. It became active because of this glared up Cerberusmon X antibody. Yeah, land still got that ace set up in the back. Although he can't use it right now, right? You want to have an ace set up, or you want to set up the paladin mode whenever you would be able to like just win the game off the next amount of swings. Katekyo Hitman Reborn. Got told to watch that show by my friends, but I never did. I think Donkey here might deck out. Yeah, he does the search here with the training, but he's only got 1 card left in deck. Meanwhile, land here. Go here with the Vmon. He's only got 2 to work with this turn, so he's going to burn his own security. Ooh, Awakening of the Golden Knight was the security too. That's rough. He just plays the Omekamon here, goes into the Omni X. Wipe the board. Wipe the board. Is this Magna list floating around? I don't know. I don't know if Lane has shared it. Yeah. You typically don't see this on the player turn because Yggdrasil doesn't allow you to evolve on your own turn, but the Magnamon deck has no such issue with this. Like, they don't have that kind of restriction, so... Hey, man, Omekamon, right into Omni X. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, we were talking about, so there's something really interesting that happens here. The Omnimon X, I believe, says all Digimon, right? We encounter something really interesting. So on play, on evolve, if Omnimon or X antibodies in this Digimon's evolution cards, choose one of both players' Digimon and delete all others. So he has to delete his own Magnamon X. But you would think, oh, Magnamon X is actually invincible to effects, only your opponent's effects. So this case, he actually is affected by his own Omni X's effect. So in this case, he just purges and he has the Magnamon underneath. Yeah, and it's mandatory, so you can't like choose. Yeah, Land doesn't want to attack either. Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to deck him out, right? Okay, all right. So the funny thing here is that even though it's just a level 4 Magnamon, it still keeps the protection from the Magnamon X antibody that it had last turn. Because it's not the end of Donkey Kong's turn yet, so he gets to just still be invincible. That's disgusting. Hey, Donkey here with 1 card left in deck. Like, I don't know what you do at this point. To his credit, though, Lan only has 1 security left. But damn, the Omekamon in this deck plus the Cool Boy is so disgusting. He swapped up the Magnamon so that he doesn't have become active like BT7 one, but the BT13 here works perfectly. I think there's actually a lot of, like, these last 2 turns are really long. Omekamon, so clever. Like, you gotta give it to him. Like, you find some stuff like that, definitely some world caliber deck building. Really, the draw on the Goblymon. Play the Goblymon for 3. X antibody for 1 going to Dober X. Nothing to draw. So but he has to discard here. I think he forgets for a moment, but we'll get back to it. Go to 3 or go to 2. Yeah, so he starts to discard here. So he discards here because for the Dober X effect, we discard the 7th Lightning. And then, oh, sorry, he does go to 3. Apologies, it wasn't 2. Spin the training here to evolve into our level 5. Drachmon for 1. We both play Digimon on board. Playing the Magnamon here. Ooh, doesn't feel great. Does the Magnamon have to have a level 3 source for it to use its effect when it's removed from the board? Oh, when this Digimon will leave the battle area, draw 1, then you may play. No, from your hand or from this Digimon's evolution cards. Yeah, if you have it in hand, it's fine. That's crazy. So he actually gets value off of this Magnamon. He plays the Dobermon again here, gives the Dracomon blocker. Ooh. Leviaon X here to pop the Omni X, and we're going to pop the Magnamon. 7th Lightning. Thanks to 7th Lightning. So the 7th Lightning in trash is actually the thing that's saving Donkey here. The 7th Lightning is basically like recycling itself to the bottom of the deck so that he gets an extra draw for the following turn. He can't attack with this Leviaon X because it was just played, but Land gets another turn to live. Oh, no, this is just like casuals. These are the decks they were using at Worlds, but because we couldn't, like, the actual event for the Swiss rounds were in a different building altogether. They weren't actually in like the same event center. It was like in a building connected to the event center. I wasn't allowed to actually go into the room. So like, you got to give it to Donkey though. Like he's made this, even though this seems like a really, really difficult matchup, he's definitely made it like not impossible to win. Land's only at 1 security. He's had his board wiped 3 times at this point. Hate this matchup on both sides. Bro, the Omnimon tech has been working out in spades for Land. And people have been asking me, what are you playing? I'm like, Jessmon. My deck's not that great. Like, I was doing really well with it during the weekend. I still just like, I don't believe in this. All right, so he's going to play down the Dober here and pass Land over to 1. Yeah, Magna with Omni X, Omecamon, and the BT13 Magnamon is pretty disgusting. Do you think the Bald Menace will show up at Digicon again this year? Who knows? You mean Eggman? Maybe. Who knows? Eggman from the Digimon stream last weekend? Maybe. Can you do 7th Lightning first? I don't know if you can. Don't you technically have to resolve the Leviaon first? Or do they proc at the same time? Yeah, Land doesn't have much to do here, and I think he spent 2 Magnas at this point, and I don't think he's seen a third. Yeah, Donkey's like, I'm trying to like basically like lock him at 1 so that when he does pass me turn, I have a lot to work with. Like his deck's not that memory efficient, so I can take advantage of at least that fact. And even if he has a Paladin mode, I feel like I'm okay. The issue is Paladin mode functions as an extra bonus with Omnimon X because it's white, so you can steal the turn. If you bottom deck your own cards, you put a Omni X back into the deck and it's white, so you get +3 memory and the turn ends in most cases. So, gotta be real careful, kids. Yeah, this is really funny. I'll see if I can find the tweet later on, but when they released, like, the ban list announcement, people started memeing online, and even the card shops were like, we are now selling Mirage Gagamon at 40 cents a copy. So, Land here is like, you know what? I'm gonna gamble. I can either draw 2 cards and win the game, or I lose immediately. Yeah, Donkey's even asking, like, you want to gamble? This ain't Vegas, friend. Altart and Vizzy at $40. Yeah, people were saying like it went from like $4 to 40 in like a couple minutes. All right, so Land here is gonna swing and draw from the Vmon effect, and Donkey does have a blocker, but he's got 7 security, so does he even care? The other option here is that if you actually block, you can get rid of the Magnamon and drop him down to a Vmon. So I think, yeah, Donkey's like, I want to take the level 4 off the board, so I think we just block here. It's really interesting to actually, like, because I'm doing this, I can sit here and just ask questions as the game is going on, so I get to hear like, their mindset. They're very, very methodical. So he does this. He does the block here. The Magnamon drops out. And then we go into the Vmon, right? Do I think that Bandai will give rotation to Digimon? I mean, they do have the same blocks. I don't think they would do it. I don't think they would do it unless Digimon had like this. Personally, I don't mind it, but I don't think Bandai would make that decision. I don't think they would do that yet. Oh, so I think Land here just concedes. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. That wasn't a concede. That's a search. My bad. That's from the Vmon he just played. I looked away for a second. Yeah, I think Land concedes here. Yeah. So this is what we were talking about. He's like, if you tried to check security, I was gonna do this, and I needed to find a way to make sure I gave you less than 3 memory. But because I don't have level 6 anymore, it's basically over. Yeah, but that's such a clever little thing because you're so focused on the like cool boy package that it's really easy to forget that the Paladin mode also gives memory back if a white Digimon gets bottom decked, and you have a way to proc that yourself. You're not like beholden to your opponent's deck at that point. I mean, Leviaon, he basically gives up. Leviaon wins this despite having one card in deck for most of the game. Donkey takes that. Magna takes the L, unfortunately. Oh, he's wanting to see what the Omekamon was. Yeah, that was a really fun match. Shout outs to both Lan and Donkey. Great guys in their own rights. I had to like yell at Lan like half the weekend because like Lan's the kind of guy who like gets really absorbed into like whatever he's doing. So he will, like, if he's talking to somebody and you're trying to get his attention, it's almost impossible. You really do have to, like, really, like yell at him to, like, get his attention. So, like, there were times where, whoa, my bad. There were times where I was, like, right beside him, like, trying to get his attention. He's, like, talking to someone on, like, the left. And I'd be like, Lan. And he was like, what? I'm sorry, father. Please don't yell.